They called the cops on me for moving into a home I legally owned, said I needed permits. What they really meant was I didn't belong. By the time the dust settled, the HOA president was behind bars, their lawyer disbarred, and the neighborhood that tried to destroy me became a national symbol of justice. My name is Nathan Carter, and this is the story of how I turned a racist HOA into rubble, and how one woman's obsession with control triggered her ultimate downfall. Karma didn't knock. It kicked the damn door in. It was a crisp Saturday morning when I backed my truck into the driveway of my new home on Elmwood Drive. The sun bathed the quiet street in gold. After months of grueling house hunts, loan approvals, and a mountain of paperwork, I finally had the keys to a classic two-story colonial in what the realtor proudly called the city's most desirable neighborhood. That promise unraveled faster than a cheap sweater. I'm Nathan Carter, 32, a software engineer who usually avoids drama like the plague. But that day, a single confrontation exploded into a war, one that exposed a festering rot of racism, fraud, and abuse of power hiding behind manicured lawns and community guidelines. My brother Caleb and I were 2 hours into unloading a U-Haul when she appeared. Evelyn Ramsey, platinum hair like a helmet, red stilettos snapping across her driveway like gunshots. She walked out of the house across the street and locked her gaze on me like a sniper. "Excuse me," she said, her voice dripping superiority. "I'm Evelyn Ramsey, president of the Elmwood Drive Homeowners Association. I need to see your moving permits." I blinked. Permits? All moves must be approved by the HOA. You can't just show up and disrupt the community. Her tone made it clear. We weren't welcome. Caleb stepped in, sensing the tension. That's when Evelyn's mask slipped. "The problem," she said loud enough for the neighbors to hear, "is that I don't know who you people are." "You people." The air turned cold. I told her calmly. I'd bought the house, had the deed, ID, everything. But she'd already decided I was a threat. She called 911, claiming suspicious individuals were becoming aggressive. I was wearing cargo shorts and carrying a couch. 2 squad cars pulled up. Evelyn launched into a performance. Unauthorized activity, fear for her safety, possible fraud. I showed the officers my digital documents, but Officer Tate brushed them off. "Emails can be faked." Evelyn smirked like she'd already won. Then neighbors began to push back. Lisa Wong from next door, George Harper and his beagle. "I saw him during the walkthrough," George said. "He's legit." But Evelyn wouldn't stop. Even a third cop showed up, Sergeant Harper, who finally asked the right question. "Has anyone checked property records?" But Evelyn wasn't done. She summoned a lawyer, Charles Vernon, HOA legal counsel, who declared that background checks and board approval were mandatory. Caleb lost it. "You're saying he can't live in his own home because you don't like how he looks?" Then came the bombshell. Evelyn threatened fines, liens, even foreclosure. She wanted me gone, legally or not. But the crowd wasn't buying it. Lisa Wong asked how many others had to get approval to move in. Silence. George asked flat out, "What makes Nathan different?" A wave of support followed, but the battle wasn't over. The next morning I was served a lawsuit, nuisance, covenant violations, and a demand to vacate my home within 60 days. That's when I went nuclear. My cousin Malik Turner, a civil rights attorney, found 3 past fair housing complaints against Elmwood. Quietly settled. We filed a federal lawsuit. Evelyn and the HOA were hit with charges of racial discrimination, harassment, and conspiracy. Then Caleb posted the video. Evelyn's voice saying, "You people," exploded online. Protesters swarmed, reporters knocked, and discovery unearthed something darker. The Elmwood Preservation Fund, Evelyn's private slush fund used to target minority homeowners. Over $240,000 embezzled. A hit list of families flagged for extra scrutiny. The DA launched an investigation. Neighbors rallied. Lisa led a petition to remove Evelyn and overhaul the HOA. Families who had been pushed out, the Kims, the Garcias, the Thompsons, came back to join the class action suit. 6 months later, Evelyn Ramsey was sentenced to 18 months for conspiracy, mail fraud, and embezzlement. Vernon was disbarred. The HOA collapsed. A 7-figure settlement was split among the victims. Lisa became HOA president and changed everything. Today, Elmwood is what it always pretended to be, a true community. I speak at law schools now, and a Sundance documentary about our fight is in the works. Last week, a family moved in across the street, Hassan and Amina, doctors with 2 kids. They thanked me for making the neighborhood safe. As neighbors helped them unload, I looked at Evelyn's old house. A vibrant Mexican family lives there now, her red stilettos replaced by prison shoes. Karma didn't knock. It kicked the damn door in.